Okay, all right. Hello, everyone. Testing. Yep, I think we are online now. So yes, welcome back to the weekly analysis that I have for the weekend. And basically, I am running. If you are new here, I'm running this analysis for the week coming forward, and also I will do a bit of this review that what has happened over the past week, and then yeah, what we will be looking forward to for the week to come. So yeah, without further ado, I think we can start with the analysis. So on the forex front, of course, what happened last week was you do have this Aussie dollar cash rate on the Tuesday, and then on Wednesday itself, you have the New Zealand dollar, and yeah, last but not least, you have this US dollar non-farm payroll. I mean, US non-farm payroll that is affecting the US dollar. So yeah, but in terms of the movement wise, I would say the last non-farm payroll, which was last Friday, wasn't that much of a movement. Maybe probably because a lot of these banks, as you can see on this trading view. Let me just go on to the Forex Factory. Yeah, Forex Factory to show you all the calendar. Yeah, so on this calendar, you can see what I've mentioned just now. You have Aussie dollar rate, New Zealand dollar rate for last week, and then you do have this US dollar. I mean this non-farm payroll that affects US dollar. So yeah, I was saying that for the non-farm payroll wise, the movement wasn't that significant, or that there's not much of a volatility in the market, probably because of the closure of most of the banks in the major currency. I mean, like New Zealand dollar, Aussies bank, they're also on holiday. And in fact, I think for US, the index, or rather the stock market is also not open. So yeah, there's only this initial movement of the um, currency. After that, the action felt like quite died down. So yeah, you can actually, I mean, if you have been trading frequently and a day trader, you should have noticed that um on the daily, on the daily itself. Okay, for last Friday. So yeah, moving back, let me just go back to the chart screen. Okay, so for the chart screen, we are back into this US dollar. So yeah, you should should be able to see the US dollar daily time frame chart over here, and then yeah, just I mean, just for the benefit of what I mentioned just now, then we can go back to the euro, and take a look at what has happened over the last Friday. Right, so yeah, give me a minute. I'll just change it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this is a cleaner chart that we can take a look at, rather than the one that I've worked on yeah, for my own trading. So yeah, yeah, you can see that for the euro US dollar, you do see some of this initial movement for about, I think, 0.4%, which is not that a lot for a non-farm payroll data release. So after which there is a significant pullback upwards, and there's just some, yeah, ding dong over here within that bigger candle, bigger volatility candle over here on the 1 hourly. So yeah, on the 4 hourly, things that doesn't change too much. So I was telling the group that I have in WhatsApp that, yeah, if this level doesn't I mean, the price doesn't close below, then might not be seeing any significant movement downwards. So yeah, for the Euro USD, it hasn't flipped in terms of the higher time frame movement. Okay, so yeah, going back, let's take a look at what we we're going to forecast for the coming week. So for the coming week, in terms of the USD, of course, it hasn't really moved out of the woods, so called, like, yeah, it's still bearish in terms of my view for the week to come, or let's say the days to come, right? Yep. So reason being why I'm saying so is, of course, you can take a top-down approach, looking at the daily and looking at the 4 hourly, looking at the 1 hourly. Yep, that's how you can dissect the chart, and not just fixated to say the 1 hourly chart, where you have a more narrow view of the market. So if you are looking, I mean, of course, it also depends on how you're gonna trade the in terms of, are you a longer term trader, I mean longer horizon period of trader, or you're looking at daily trade and things like that, then of course you might have different time frame that you are looking at. But what I wanted to say is that, yeah, you should have a few time frame, at least two to three of them, to look at. Like, let's say if you are trading on the 15 minute, then probably 1 hourly chart is something that you should look at, and also a 4 hourly chart. Yeah, daily might be a bit too high for you, but it's still helpful in terms of looking at the market in a more general view. Yeah. So yeah, just like for myself, I do look at daily to have a feel of the general, in terms of the general market direction. So yeah, this on the daily time frame, you do see that the US dollar is pretty weak, and other than this initial, you can call it a pullback to high, to the higher side, and then there's a reversal over here, which I mentioned last week. Yeah, so pretty much I would say it is still on the downside. You can look at the daily, you can look at the 4 hourly. 4 hourly is coming back to this key flip zone on the on the US dollar. US dollar, yeah, I mean, no need me to draw. It's quite uh, easy to see. Yeah. So over here, so unless I do see that there's a flip in the USD, of course, then if there's a push up, there might be chance of it continuing upwards in terms of changing the higher time frame direction. If not, if this level, or even if it don't break above here, likely it will be still going downwards. So here's a key zone, and if you are familiar with the chart pattern, you do see something like this. Yeah, maybe just draw a fast smiley face over here, over here, over here. Yeah, inverted head and shoulder. So yeah, it's either going to play out, or it doesn't, and then it continues. It continues down. So for the time being, if nothing else is nothing else is there for us to gauge, probably will be still bearish in terms of the USD direction. Okay, so this is likewise the same thing happening in Euro USD, because like 60%, the weightage of USD, US dollar index is actually mainly coming from the euro, right? So yeah, Euro USD, pretty similar pattern that you can see. Then for the pound dollar, it seems like the uptrend is a bit more uh, what you call that, nice in that sense. So yeah, it is a uptrend coming back to retest this level again. It might come to another level over here. So yeah, if as long as this higher time frame, yeah, I mean you can no need to go up to the daily time frame, but just look at the 4 hourly. It's quite sufficient for you to draw a conclusion at the higher time frame what is happening. So yeah, anyway, this is the 4 hourly. So as long as this level don't flip, I mean overall for the pound dollar is still on the upside. So yeah, you can um, continue to look for bullish setup to go on long over here, or let's say if it break up and pull back, yeah, it is still a valid um, proposition for you to go on long. Okay, so something like this, okay, or even coming back. So yeah, last Monday, it did have a significant pullback on the pound dollar, and then subsequently, because usually Monday, it tends to be a bit more ficky type of move. So although it actually went lower than this last low, or rather the higher low, but after which it did a significant pullback upwards and continue its uptrend. So yeah, there's also something that you can take note of. Usually on the Monday, liquidity tend to be lower, and obviously for the Monday mornings, is quite low in volatility, and also yeah, sometimes it can be fakeish move in the forex market. Okay, is supply and demand trading a good way to start? Yeah, Hussein, yeah, Hussein, yeah, you can look at supply and demand, and also, I mean, in more broader term, it is quite similar to support and resistance. So yeah, just get familiarized with that, and of course, it's not a holy grail. It's just a area where a lot of the transaction happen, and it is a good area for you to take a look at what actually happens to the market, or rather how the market react to that level. Yeah, meaning to say that you can take a look at this pound dollar. I mean, if you are still online here with me, then yeah, you can actually take a look at some flip zone. Usually I would call it a flip zone rather than a particular level, because it's a zone where things happen. So like for example, if last Monday you did have a look at pound dollar, so you know that this is the so-called the flip zone over here, and over here on the Monday morning you do have a I call this a 3 bar reversal. So yep, this is something that you can take a look at the pair on the higher time frame to see, okay, this is something that is telling me that this level might be able to hold. Might be, it's not like for sure it will hold here. It can continue downwards, but yeah, it actually give you a bit more confidence in terms of pairing yourself with I mean pairing the support resistance theory with the change in the price action, right? So yeah, maybe you can continue. I mean, you can look to go on long, and subsequently, yeah, this is on the high side what has happened, and of course, if you go on the long at it and then it go downwards. No risk. This is just one of the trade that you can learn from, and yeah, I mean, probability of this happening is that nobody will know for sure. It's 100% probability that it will happen. It's just that you have an edge that this thing likely to get I mean likely to hold is higher than compared to, let's say, you just randomly enter on long. Right. Okay. So that's on the supply and demand. I mean, supply and demand and uh, support and resistance is rather similar. Okay, so that's on the pound dollar, and then so for this week wise, what I will be looking at, of course, I have covered the US dollar. I do feel that it is still not out of the woods, you can take a look at my this what you call that, trading ideas on trading view and things like that. Then yeah, you can revisit that. And yeah, I'm saying that the US dollar to me is still on the downside. Then for the Euro USD, I've already mentioned it just now. And then let's take a look at another pair which I have been following as well. So yeah, Aussies New Zealand. So Aussies New Zealand, I did mention that it is actually in a quite a, you can call it a tight range, or it is quite a well-defined range. Over here you do have the resistance over here, the support over here. So these are the two, this is the bound that this is the range that it has been moving. And then yep, look, if you're going up on the higher time frame, you can see that on the daily time frame, this Aussies New Zealand is actually on the downside. So downside, you have consolidation now. On Wednesday itself, it actually broke out again. So we can be pretty confident that this downtrend should be continuing. So yep, just going back to the lower time frame on the 4 hourly, this is a convincing break on the downside. And yep, I mean, nobody know how much it's going to retrace from here onwards. So yep, you can see for the second part of the week after Wednesday, it did have some pretty decent retracement outwards. So yeah, we can take a look at the 1 hourly. So on 1 hourly, I do see that there's some resistance over here, which is quite obvious for most people. So yeah, we can take a look at how it's going to reject the level. Maybe probably on the Monday or Tuesday itself, you can look to short this on the 1 hourly, or even if you trade on the lower time frame, you can look at it. But do note that for Aussies New Zealand, the um, spread is pretty high, so not advisable for you to go on a scalp for this pair. Okay, so that's on the Aussies New Zealand. Then the other one that I have mentioned is on the EuroCAD. So EuroCAD, for my perspective, is I do still see that it is on a pretty healthy uptrend. So this uptrend is still ongoing, and you do have upside pullback, upside pullback. So this can be another pullback for it to go on higher, right? So it does have a similar what you call that, pattern on the 4 hourly. You do have a shoulder, left shoulder here, a head, a right shoulder here. So breaking out, and of course it will bring more upside to come. And of course things can go the other way around. And yep, if you want, yeah, so if it's going to break below here, then likely there might be more correction for it to come. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so that's on a EuroCAD. So yeah, maybe for today I can also give you a bonus in terms of looking at another pair that I am following as well. So on the daily time frame, this is we are looking at Aussies Canadian. So Aussies Canadian, Aussie Swiss franc. To me, it is pretty dead, pretty dead, as in it is very obvious. It's a very it's a downtrend. Okay, so yeah, either you are choosing Aussie Swiss franc or Aussies Canadian. Both of them, I would say that I'm looking for short for this. So of course, um, have doing carrying out the same drill, looking at a high time frame, and we know that it's a downtrend. Then you go down to the 4 hourly. Is it having a pullback? So if it's having a pullback, then maybe you will want to wait for it to pull back a little bit more, or things like that, before you go on to the 1 hourly to look for trade. Yeah, so if you want to trade the other way as well, you can also wait for breakout of a certain level to initiate trade on that as well. So yeah, that's how you can trade. Of course, different people can have different way of trading. So for this Aussie Swiss franc, if you are looking at the for hourly, we know that this is a significant downtrend movement, and right now it is consolidating a bit, likely due to last Friday, and there might be chances of this pair moving back into this level. Okay, so yeah, you can wait for it to come back, or rather, I mean, just monitor this pair, and then on the 1 hourly, it can also turn here, it can also turn here. So just monitor the pair, look at level where it starts to consolidate, and then yep, try to go on short on those level. Yep, that would be a better proposition for this type of trade. Okay, so yeah, that's so much for the uh, week to come, and that is so much for my side of analysis. So yeah, hope you have learned something, and then I'll see you all next week. Okay, thank you, bye bye.